Welcome to another edition of Shelby This Week. Here are some of the stories we have coming up for you. One man is dead and a Shelby Township police officer is on administrative leave. We have all the details on this incident. Soon you'll be able to say so long to those orange construction barrels on Hall Road. We will tell you when you can expect the construction to wrap up. And spend Veterans Day in Shelby Township, honoring all those who have served our country. We have all these stories and more on this edition of Shelby This Week. One officer from the Shelby Township Police Department was put on administrative leave after a shooting occurred at Spring Hill Apartments early Saturday morning. Officers were called to the apartment complex to investigate a stolen vehicle. During the stop, the male suspect, 25-year-old Kanwabar Mali, refused to comply with officers, and he told them he was armed. The Shelby Township officer fired his weapon to stop the suspect's aggressive behavior. The suspect was treated on the scene by the Shelby Township Fire Department. He was transported to Troy Beaumont Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Chief Robert Shelby said the individual refused to comply with officers.
I think standard protocol here would be our officers out there to protect our community, but they also have to protect themselves, if that makes any sense. So I always learn myself, when somebody tells you something or tells you who they are, what they're about, believe them. And you have a guy coming out of the car telling 4 police officers who are pointing weapons at him, and he's telling them that he's armed and acting in such a way, well, the end result is very unfortunate.
The Shelby Township Police did not recover a weapon on the scene. However, the investigation has been handed over to the Macomb County Sheriff's Office. The officer involved was placed on administrative leave until the investigation has been completed. According to Chief Shelby, the suspect had prior interactions with police in Sterling Heights, where he previously lived with his family. Motorists will be happy to know the Hall Road construction is finally going to be over. The $60 million 2-year reconstruction of 4 miles is scheduled to wrap up on Thanksgiving. The construction is 90% complete. Crews are busy with the final touches of sidewalk prep and paving, as well as structure adjustments. This 2-phase plan repaved the road from M53 to Romeo Plank. All concrete was replaced with asphalt. Modern traffic signals were installed, as well as an improved drainage system. All sidewalks and crosswalks are now in compliance with the Americans with Disabilities Act. A 4th lane was added to both sides of M59 between Garfield and Romeo Plank. According to road officials, this much-needed construction took place and will extend the life of the roadway and allow for traffic to move at a better rate along one of Macomb County's busiest stretch of road. As long as weather permits, drivers can say so long to those orange construction barrels in a couple of weeks. Lace up those running shoes and get ready for a 5K right here in Shelby Township.
We're having our 6th annual Running with Heroes Veterans Memorial Run. It's a 5K that we hold every year that raises money for our Veterans Memorial site. So whether it's new monuments or memorials that are being built or just general upkeep and maintenance, all of the money that comes in from the registrations goes back towards the memorial. This event is a great way for our residents and even the surrounding community members to get a chance to kind of buddy up and, be shoulder to shoulder with our veterans here that we have in Shelby Township. We really pride ourselves on our veterans community here. We have a lot of support, a lot of veterans within the area, and it's just something that all of our residents are really proud of.
Good luck, everybody. Have a great 5K.
The race will be on November 11th. Check-in begins at 7:30 a.m. and the run starts at 8 a.m. You can walk or run the pathway. It will take you through the municipal grounds, including Maystacker Park and Heritage Gardens. The course is handicapped accessible. All veterans are invited to walk or run for free. If you are interested in participating, you can visit eastsideracingcompany.com. After the race concludes, everyone is invited to stick around for the Veterans Day celebration. It will be held in front of the Veterans Memorial Site on the Shelby Township Municipal Grounds. The celebration will include live music from Music Maker's Studio, activities for kids, hot dogs, as well as coffee and donuts. This gives Shelby Township residents an opportunity to celebrate and honor all the men and women who have served our country.
We hope to see a lot of the residents come out and honor and respect the veterans that serve this nation. People have to come out and thank these people for doing what they're doing. Otherwise, we wouldn't be safe over here. Hope to see all the residents out there and the veterans that are home also get yourself over there and feel good about what you did in the military.
The celebration will be on November 11th from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. This is a family event appropriate for all ages. Still ahead on Shelby this week, the VFW held a dedication ceremony for their recently acquired tank. A unique twist to famous fairy tales, we take you inside Utica High School, where they are preparing for their fall play. And a new business in Macomb County allows you to get up close with reptiles.
If you store your guns properly,
I'll feel safer when I'm playing outside.
Safer when walking home.
I won't have to tell so many family members. I'm sorry.
I won't hear as many scary stories.
And I won't have to tell my kids. This isn't a drill.
Please.
please.
Do it for us.
Your family, friends, and neighbors are all counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. Remember, always, lock it up. Visit ncpc.org.
The VFW Post 4659 dedicated their recent addition to the property. The M60 tank now sits at the old Settlers Post just off of Van Dyke, right here in Shelby Township.
You know, it's not just the tank, it's what it stands for. You know, this is a collection of some of the finest men and women we have in America for what they did, for what they're doing. And this is just another step in recognizing, you know, the sacrifice that they've made for this country. We take advantage of so much, you know, free speech especially, and it's because of what they've done for us. And I think that tank is going to help us remember some of the sacrifice that they've gone through.
Back in August, the tank traveled from Burrillville, Michigan down here to be a part of this community.
We've been here for 73 years. We've been part of the community to bring in a static display like this into our community to make us more renowned to the community and who we are and in support of our veterans.
The M60 tank was used by the United States and its NATO allies during the Cold War. It weighs about 50 tons and was manufactured by Chrysler. Production on the Arsenal was stopped in 1983. Students at West Utica Elementary School honored the veterans in the community with a ceremony. This marked 30 years since the start of this program.
It started back in 1988. Mrs. Kerner, she was a teacher at that time, since retired. She came together with Mr. O'Brien, the principal at that time, and decided that they wanted to do something to really give back to our veterans in our community. There was no bigger celebration than to honor them, but more importantly, really to teach our kids, an amazing civics lesson on what our veterans are and what they have done for us and what they continue to do for us.
For the students at West Utica Elementary School, this ceremony was filled with patriotic song and, of course, acknowledgement to the men and women who put their lives on the line to serve the United States. While this year celebrated 30 years, every year the theme and overall message stays the same.
I'd say the biggest thing we want to know about celebrating veterans is really to give them credit, to give them the respect that they deserve. Because, you know, as we heard through our ceremony here, that without Veterans Day, I mean, we would not have the freedom we have. Without our veterans who came before us and established who our country is, we would be a completely different place.
With the whole school in attendance, this ceremony had a different impact on each of the students. But for one sixth grader, this assembly will be one he will never forget.
Right after the ceremony, I got handed my big brother's dog tags.
He's an amazing kid. That's touching that he just finally got his brother's dog tags. I know that I saw him getting choked up on that, and rightfully so. I could not say anything greater than that than just to see Seth's face. I think was enough said. As I said, he's an amazing kid.
While Veterans Day may come and go, it's important we always remember and thank all those men and women who have served protecting our country.
You see somebody in a cafe, you see somebody at Coney Island, with a Vietnam veterans hat on or a Korean War veterans hat on or an active duty member, just say thank you, acknowledge them and let them know that we do appreciate the work and the sacrifice that they have all made.
Classic fairy tales come to life at Utica High School. Robert Gambrell takes us to the stage where the students are hard at work preparing for their upcoming production.
Here we are at the Bassmaster 1300 AD Classic. What are they playing for, Haley?
They're playing for food on the table.
Costume designers Annie Droley and Caroline McDade are only sophomores, and this is their second year as costume designers. And they say that this show is different from the last show.
Last year we were mainly involved in Camp Rock, so that was a lot of more of like casual everyday clothes, but this year it's more of like fantasy outfits and like stuff from fairy tales, so it's completely different vibes.
I feel like we've grown a lot more this year than last year.
And I find myself laughing. It's a really funny show, and the characters and actors are doing really good.
Ryan, who plays, he plays like basically everyone, not actually everyone, but there's a scene where he's like running back and forth, and we kept going in to watch what was going on in that scene, but it was hilarious. I kept laughing so hard.
Even though this is Ryan's first show, he's not nervous at all.
I did theater in middle school, so I'm prone to it, and I just came from IB last year, so we didn't have like a theater program there. So I'm really excited that I get to be like part of an official performance and stuff, and I love being back on the stage.
Junior Jennifer Holstack is participating in her first show at Utica, and she plays the role of Snow White, and she is not new to the stage at all.
I am super excited. I've done theater for like pretty much my whole life. I did it in junior high, and I was in All the World's a Stage for the past few years, but this is my first show at Utica, so I'm like super excited.
This is senior Haley Huff's 5th show at Utica High School, and this will be her last show because she will not be able to participate in the spring musical. However, she is excited for all the new beginnings for the brand new actors that are coming into the theater department.
I think this is an awesome way of going off like on a good note with all these new cast members, all these new faces that I can like feel like I'm passing my legacy down to. So it's reassuring knowing that there's a lot of good actors that are going to be taking over the program when I leave.
Jill Jazik has been in plenty of shows, 8 shows to be exact, and she says she enjoys the brand new cast and crew for this show.
We have a lot of new actors, a lot of actors in the cast, 31 to be exact, so a lot of new faces, a lot of different faces up there. There's also a lot of really good chemistry up on stage, a lot of good comedic timing between our actors.
The cast and crew are ready to put on a great performance for you. For now, I'm Robert Gambrell.
Shelby this week! The Brothers Grimm Spectacular-thon will be November 8th through the 10th at 7 p.m. You can get your tickets now. Visit showtix4u.com, or you can buy them at the box office before the show. A unique experience for the whole family can be found right on Van Dyke. We take you inside the Reptarium.
Well, the Reptarium has been something that I've been dreaming about since I was a kid. And I've said it a million times that I basically wanted to build a place that I wanted to go to when I was a kid, where the exhibit wasn't behind the glass, but we brought it out from behind the glass.
That's right. When you walk into the Reptarium, not only will you see reptiles in their habitats, but you might catch an animal or two walking around and interacting with guests.
The Reptarium is a place that's really interactive. You come in, you are going to hold snakes, you are going to hold lizards, you're going to hold tarantulas, if you so choose. We don't push it on anybody. As a matter of fact, one of the things we say is we pride ourselves at getting people over their fears. And every day that we're open, people come in that are like, I will never touch a snake. And they always leave holding snakes, taking pictures. So it's a place that you can not only go if you love reptiles, but also if you fear them.
As Brian said, many people walk in with a fear of these animals, but leave with a brand new understanding. The Reptarium has allowed people with preconceived ideas to become educated about the reptile species.
Reptiles in general have been kind of a misunderstood animal. They're mean, they're aggressive, they're killers, all this type of stuff. And to kind of get people to understand that they aren't what they thought they were. They're not slimy, they're not all these different things. That's my favorite part, is seeing people go from being either tentative or fearful to literally like wanting to buy a pet snake. literally in the course of an hour or two of spending time at the Reptarium.
The Reptarium is currently the only one of its kind in the state of Michigan. And for Brian, it wasn't a difficult decision when it came to choosing the location.
I chose this area because I grew up in this area. I'm from Warren, Michigan. I had a place in Shelby Township for 12 years, loved the area. So I wanted to stay here. This is where it's familiar. This is home. Even though I'm always traveling around the world for animal adventure, this is still what I call home. And so I figured if I was going to kind of, cut my teeth on an adventure like this, I wanted to do it close to home, and I couldn't be more happy.
For Brian, having this animal experience right where he grew up allows him to share his love with other reptile enthusiasts. And for anyone out there interested in learning about the species, he has this advice for you.
If you have any curiosity about reptiles, whether it's fear, excitement, whatever it is, come spend some time with us. See what we see in these animals. I mean, for me, I want people to just even feel the small amount of passion I have for what I do, because I know if they do, they're really gonna open their eyes to something that they're really surprised about. So come give us a half an hour of your time. You might be surprised what you walk away with.
The Reptarium is open Friday through Sunday. You can find more information by visiting them on Facebook or online. Just search the Reptarium. Coming up next, one dentist's office is collecting candy, all for a great cause. Several stores are preparing for the big holiday rush, which means lots of job opportunities. Stay with us because there's still more Shelby This Week.
Looking for a great time with family and friends? Roll on over to the new rink. We offer roller skating, games, an arcade with prizes, and even an extreme bounce zone for the kids. Let us host your next birthday party or reserve your private event in one of our banquet rooms. Check out Le Rev Dance Company and 2SP Sports Performance located right inside our building. Schedule your next event with us. Visit the new Rink Roller Sports Complex on Van Dyke, just south of 23 Mile Road in Shelby Township.
If you have Halloween candy that you or your kids don't like, well, you're in luck because Gentle Dentist of Michigan is taking your unwanted candy. From now until November 9th, the Shelby Township location will accept unopened candy during regular business hours. All of the candy brought into the dentist will be used to fill care packages for the military, first responders, veterans, and wounded heroes. Operation Gratitude will send out over 200,000 packages. And if you bring in the candy in exchange, the dentist will give you a toothbrush, toothpaste, and floss. With one of the busiest shopping days of the year just around the corner, many stores are looking for a few extra hands to help during this holiday season. If you are looking for some seasonal work until the new year, these stores are accepting applications right now. With the fulfillment center right here in Shelby Township, Amazon is hiring warehouse team members. While some of the positions open are seasonal, they are also accepting part-time and full-time employees. With a variety of shifts, there is plenty of availability according to their website. Amazon says all U.S. employees earn at least $15 an hour. Visit amazon.jobs to submit your application. Target is expecting a huge holiday rush, especially with the added drive-up option and delivery. They are needing more and more team members to ensure they run smoothly this season, offering a competitive pay and also discounts for all employees. To apply, visit jobs.target.com/seasonal. With stores right here in Shelby Township, Big Lots and Meijer are also looking for workers to assist them this year. Meijer is looking for food and specialty clerks, cashiers, and general merchandise members. Big Lots is hiring a store associate with a starting pay at $9.50 an hour. Department stores in Lakeside Mall have posted jobs for seasonal workers. Stores like Macy's, Lord & Taylor, and Victoria's Secrets needs people to help with the upcoming holiday rush. Earn a little extra money this holiday season by applying for these seasonal jobs. That's all we have for this edition of Shelby This Week. Remember, you can always catch up with any of our programming online or on Facebook. Just search ShelbyTV. This past week, the Nature Center took their critters on the road, and the animals stopped off at the Senior Center for a little meet and greet, and everyone seemed to learn a thing or two about the animals. Enjoy, and thanks for watching.